Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be doing stuff. What are we doing? Oh yeah, we're supposed to be reading As I Lay Dying, which, by the way, I had 2 copies of the book in here, and then I realized that one of them was completely ass, and it was missing like half the chapters. And the chapters didn't end with its own page. Like, it would just go on, the next chapter would spill on into the same page, would just piss me off. It's hard to keep track of that way. So, even though the chapters are super short in this book, some of them are, it helps to have them all in their own kind of section. And if they were formatted properly in HTML, then they should have their own little kind of like chapter break, which would be clickable and, you know, all that stuff for EPUBs. Anyway, let's do it. I was on, what was I on? Where is the book? Am I stupid? Where is it at? There it is. Okay. Ooh, that's the wrong book. That's Grapes of Wrath. How the hell do I get to it? Open book. Oh, there we go. Oh, I think I have the EPUB too. I mean the PDF too, which might help because it would make it easier to annotate. But who cares? Let's just read it for now. So I actually had to go back and watch my old videos to see where I even freaking was, because I don't remember at all. It was like many months ago now. And also, I was reading that book on Arch Linux, which also broke. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that because that is another story for another day. But yeah, Arch Linux broke, so I had to read it on this computer now, which is the main computer, obviously. And it's not on Ocular or whatever EPUB reader I was using. It's on Apple Books, which is good. It works. A little bit whatever. Kind of just, it just works. But yeah, we're on Tull. I honestly forgot who Tull is. I forgot who Ans is too. I think Ans is the dad. I don't know who Dewey Deal is. I already forgot who those are. I'm gonna have to review or just like spark notes it because I kind of forgot. Oh, maybe I should go back actually. Oh my god. Okay, Cora, I know who that was. That was like the neighbor, no? Darl is one of the sons. Is Jewel one of the sons? Shit, I don't remember this. That was the second chapter, yup. Who's the dad? Who's Tull? Bro, Tull isn't even introduced until that chapter then. Jewel, Darl, Cora, and then Dewey Dell. Yeah, this book is Faulkner-ish, so duh, it's going to be vague, and you're not going to be able to understand anything. But I heard that this book's easier to understand than, like, The Sun and the Fury, which is probably the hardest book to understand by Faulkner. But, like, I'm just having the same amount of trouble as I was with Sound and the Fury. Makes no sense. Anyway, here we go. Ans keeps on rubbing his knees. His overalls are faded, and on one knee, a serge patch cut out of a pair of Sunday pants, worn iron slick. No man mislikes it more than me, he says. A fellow's got to guess ahead and now and then, I say. But come, long and short, it won't be no harm done either way. She'll want to get started right off, he says. It's far enough to Jefferson at best. Ooh, is that city? But the roads is good now, I say. It's fixing to rain tonight, too. His folks buries at New Hope too, not 3 miles away. But it's just like him to marry a woman born a day's hard ride away and have her die on him. Ooh, who's he talking about? Maybe the mom? But who is he talking? Okay, so Ans, he's talking about to Ans. This is Tull. I don't remember who Tull is. He looks out over the land, rubbing his knees. No man so mislikes it. Okay. They'll get back in plenty of time, I say. I wouldn't worry none. It means $3. I remember that from last time. Wait, somebody said that too. Wait, it means $3. Wait a minute. Did I already read this? No, I didn't read this. No, I didn't read this. Okay, don't spoil it. Might be it won't be need. Oh my god. Might be it won't be need for them to rush back. No ways. I say, I hope it. What does that even mean? Might be it. Won't be no need for them to rush back. No ways. What the fuck? Okay. She's a-going, he says. Her mind is set on it. It's a hard life on women, for a fact. Some women. I mind my mammy lived to be 70 and more. Worked every day, rain or shine. Never a sick day since her last chap was born. Until one day she kind of looked around her, and then she went and taken that lace-trimmed nightgown she had for 45 years and never wore out of the chest, and put it on and laid down on the bed and pulled the covers up and shut her eyes. You all have to look out for Pa the best you can, she said. I'm tired. Ans rubs his hands on his knees. The Lord giveth, he says. We can hear Cash a-hammering and sawing beyond the corner. Wait a minute, that was Cash that we saw in chapter 1, right? He says he's chucking at that ads or something. I remember some of that. It's true. Never a truer breath was ever breathed. Or I guess breathed. The Lord giveth, I say. That boy come up the hill. He is carrying a fish nigh, long as he is. He slings it to the ground and grunts, ha, and spits over his shoulder like a man. Dern nigh, long as he is. What's that, I say? A hog? Where'd you get it? Down to the bridge, he says. He turns it over, and underside caked over with dust where it is wet, the eye coated over, humped under the dirt. Are you aiming to leave it laying there? Anne says. I aim to show it to Ma, Vardaman says. He looks toward the door. We can hear the talking coming out of the draft. Cash, too, knocking and hammering at the boards. There's company in here, he says. Just my folks, I say. They'd enjoy to see it, too. Oh, wait, is Toll the guy who's the wife, or the husband of the Cora? I want to Google it so bad, but I know it's like kind of cheating, but I want to know. I don't know. This is all making no sense, and that's kind of the point, but hold on. He says nothing, watching the door. Then he looks down at the fish laying in the dust. He turns it over with his foot and prods at the eye bump with his toe, gouging at it. Ans is looking out over the land. Vardaman looks at Ans's face, then at the door. He turns, going to the corner of the house when Ans calls him without looking around. You clean that fish, Ans says. Vardaman stops. Why can't Dewey Dill clean it? Dewey Dell clean it. You clean that fish. Oh, Pa. Okay. There's a fish. I don't know why there's a fish. Anyway, you clean it. You don't look around. Why is it not? There's no grammar in some parts. I don't know if that's like on purpose or that's just like this fucked up copy of the book. I don't know. Honestly, knowing Faulkner, it doesn't seem like that would be the case because the way he writes some of his books, they don't have conventional writing. Like, it's very clearly different. And you would know that immediately if you read a lot of his stuff, but I haven't, so, you know. Vardaman comes back and picks up the fish. It slides out of his hand, smearing wet dirt onto him, and flops down, dirtying itself again, gap-mouthed, goggle-eyed, hiding into the dust, like it was ashamed of being dead, like it was in a hurry to get back, hid again. Vardaman cusses it. He cusses it like a grown man standing astraddle of it. Ants don't look around. Vardaman picks it up again. He goes around the house. Totting it in both arms. Wait. He goes around the house. Alright, so he's like... Let's actually see how to pronounce that. You know what? Why not? Tot. Oh, of course, I don't know how to read fucking phonetics, so I don't know what that says. Tote. Carry wheeled. Something. Toting home. Huh. Toting it in both arms like a harm. I've never heard that, actually. I guess tote bag makes sense, because that's where you carry stuff. But, like, as a verb. Well, you learn something new every day, I guess, you fucking idiot. Okay. Toting it in both arms like an armful of wood, it overlapping him on both ends, head and tail. Darn nigh big as he is. Darn nigh big as he is. What the fuck? Oh my bitch. What the bitch does that even mean? Oh, holy shit. This book is way over my head, honestly. I think it's too hard for me. Like, you gotta be some fucking genius. What does that even mean? I'm tempted to Google it. Anne's wrists dangle out of his sleeves. I never seen him with a shirt on that looked like it was his all my life. They all looked like Jewel might have given him his old ones. Not Jewel, though. He's long arm, even if he is spindling. Except for the lack of sweat. You could tell they ain't been nobody else but Anne's that way without no mistake. His eyes look like a piece of burnt-out cinder fixed in his face, looking out over the land. When the shadow touches the steps, he says, "It's 5 o'clock." Okay. Just as I get up, Cora comes to the door and says it's time to get on. Anne's reaches for the shoes. "Now, Mr. Bundren," Cora says. "Don't you get up now." Okay, that is Anne's, so he is Mr. Bundren. That makes sense. That's the main family that we're talking about here. "Don't you get up now." He puts his shoes on, stomping on them like he does everything. Like he's hoping all the time he really can't do it. And can quit trying to. When we go up the hall, we can hear them clumping on the floor like they was iron shoes. He comes to the door where she is, blinking his eyes, kind of looking ahead of himself, before he sees, like he's hoping to find her setting up in a chair maybe, or maybe sweeping, and looks into the door surprised at the way he looks, and finds her in the bed every time, and Dewey Deal's still a fan in her with a fan. He stands there like he don't aim to move again, nor nothing else. "Well, I reckon we better get on," Cora says. "I gotta feed the chickens. It's fixing to rain, too. Clouds that don't lie, and the kind making every day the Lord sends." That'll be something for him. Cash is still trimming at the boards. "If there's e'er a thing we can do." Oh, I guess she means if there's ever, maybe? "If there's ever a thing we can do." Oh my god, this fucking talk is very... Wow. Wow. Where is this family supposed to be based? I guess the South, because they're talking about... Sounds like Jackson? No, Jefferson. They didn't say Jack. I'm thinking of Sound Free. And a little snow. Okay, right. Why is... Damn, so she's fucking sitting in there, and he's fucking chalking... Dude, that's kind of... Wow. Okay. Ants don't look at us. He looks around blinking, and that's surprisingly like he had wore himself down, being surprised, and was even surprised at that. If Cass just works that careful on my barn... What does that even mean? Okay. I told Anne's it'll be like I told Anne's it likely won't be no need. I say, "I so hope it." "Her mind is set on it," he says. "I reckon she's bound to go." "It comes to all of us," Cora says. "Let the Lord comfort you." About that corn, I say. I tell him that I will help him out if he gets into a tight with her sick and all. Like most folks around here, I don't help him. Whoa. Is that wrong? I done hope him so much already. What does that mean? I feel like that's wrong. Maybe. Alright, back to the book. Looked up some stuff. Basically, yep, that's how it's spelled. It's spelled hope, or whatever. I don't know why, but that's fine. And also, basically what's happening in this scene is, yeah, Tool is Cora's, whatever, husband. And they're still kind of worried about the whole thing about Darl and Jewel going to a trip, because Anne's is worried that, like, she's going to die before they get back. So that was the whole deal with why they're, like, talking about $3, because Toll's supposed to pay them $3. But, yeah, basically, this Vardaman kid right here brings the fish. I think it's for Addie. We don't know. Well, maybe. Does it say? Yeah, I think so. I don't think it says, but I think it's for her. And then he just says, "Yeah, whatever, clean the fish, God damn it." And then he says, "Well, why can't she clean it?" No. You clean it. And so he does something with it. Oh, yeah, it gets out of him. And then, that's happening. Stuff's happening. I don't really know. I'll get back to it. Then Cora says, "I gotta feed the chickens," and we're here. I aim to get to it today, he says. "Seems like I can't get my mind on nothing." "Maybe she'll hold out till you're laid by," I say. "If God wills it," he says. "Let him comfort you," Cora says. "If Cass just works that careful in my barn." He looks up when we pass. "Don't reckon I'll get to you this week," he says. "'Tain't no rush," I say. "Whenever you get around to it." We get into the wagon. Cora set the cake box on her lap. It's fixing to rain, show. "I don't know what he'll do," Cora says. "I just don't know." "Poor Anne's," I say. She kept him at work for 30-odd years. I reckon she is tired. And I reckon she'll be behind him for 30 years more, Kate says. Who the fuck is Kate? I forgot who Kate is. Or if it ain't her, he'll get another one before cotton picking. What? I reckon Cash and Darl can get married now. Eula says. Who's Eula? Also, I thought Cash was a... Who's Cash? Maybe that's another girl that I didn't even know. Oh, damn, that's hard. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna forget about that. That poor boy. That poor little tyke. What about Jewel? He can too, Eula says. Kate says. I reckon he will. I reckon so. I reckon there's more gals than one around here that don't want to see Jewel tied down. Well, they needn't to worry. Why, Kate, Cora says. The wagon begins to row. That poor little tyke, Cora says. It's fixing to rain this night. Yes, sir. A rattling wagon is a mighty dry weather for a bird cell, but that'll be cured. It will for a fact. She oughtn't to take care of them cakes after she said she would, Kate says. When does Kate come into the story? Okay. Oh, who's Kate? Who the fuck is Kate? Wait, it is here. She want to take those Kates away, Kate says. She reckons she has no use to know. Who is Kate? Is it Cora's daughter? I guess I could check here. No, I'll get this shit out of here. Okay, who is Kate? Let's go back here. I don't remember. Okay. Toll's wife, who's thinking about some cakes, only to see them canceled. Kate is the daughter. Okay. While Cora takes in a strut, Addie lies nearby, frail and silent, hardly breathing, and Cora's other daughter, Eula, watches over her. Cash's sawing continues. Oh, I'm dumb. They meant Cash and Darl. Like, it's not a girl. Cash is a guy. They were talking about both of them getting married separately. I'm so stupid. I was like, are they gay? But then they're brothers, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, again, I don't fucking know. This is dumb. Anyway, you really got to pay attention. Don't just like bumble through it like me. It's not really going to help you out. But now we know what they're talking about. Okay, and now we're at ants. So this is the first time we're seeing this perspective. Pretty interesting. Darn that road. And it fixing to rain too. I can stand here and same... Oh god, this is going to be hard to read. Because apparently they don't have... A lot of them have their own inner voice, right? Kind of... So it doesn't always have this like smooth... Not smooth, but just like, you know, like very proper English written. Because that's not how people think, I guess. It's supposed to be more authentic to their character. Darn that road. And it fixing to rain too. I can stand here and same... I see it with second sight, a shutting down behind them like a wall, shutting down betwixt them and my given promise. I do the best I can, much as I can get my mind on anything, but darn them boys. A layin' there, right up to my door, where every bad luck that comes and goes is bound to find it. I told Addie it want any luck living on a road when it come by here, and she said for the world like a woman, get up and move then. But I told her it want no luck in it, because the Lord puts roads for traveling. Why he laid them down flat on the earth. When he aims for something to be always a moving, he makes it long ways, like a road or a horse or a wagon. But when he aims for something to stay put, he makes it up and down ways, like a tree or a man. Huh. Interesting. Okay. And so he never aim for folks to live on a road, because which gets there first, I says, the road or the house? Well, usually it's the house? No, it's the road, because, yeah, he never aimed for folks to live on the road. Which means that they will move? I don't know what that... Or, no. Anyway, did you ever know him to set a road down? Did you ever know him to set a road down by the house? No, you never, I says, because it's always men can't rest till they get a house set where everybody that passes in a wagon can spit in the doorway, keeping the folks restless and wanting to get up and go somewhere else when... He aimed for them to stay put like a tree or a stand of corn. Because if he aimed for a man to always be a moving and going somewhere else, wouldn't he have put him at long ways on his belly like a snake? It stands to reason he would. Okay, I kind of get it. But it's also like, well, if we were all flat and snake-like, I don't think that would be easier to move. Because... I don't know. Is that efficient for humans, the way we look like? I guess if he's saying for a man on his belly. It's just like interesting. Anyway, interesting perspective. I kind of like it. I've never thought something like that would be in a book, but yeah. Putting it where every bad luck prowling can find it, and come straight to my door, charging me taxes on top of it, making me pay for cash, having to get them carpenter notions. When if it hadn't been no road come there, he wouldn't have got them. Falling off of churches and lifting no hand in 6 months, and me and Addie slaving in the slavey. When there's plenty of sawing on this place, he could do it if he's got to saw. And Darrell too, talking me out of him, darn them. It ain't that I'm afraid to work. I always has fed me and mine and kept the roof above us. It's that they would shorthand me just because he tends his own business, just because he's got his eyes full of the land all the time. I says to them, he was all right at first, with his eyes full of the land, because the land laid up and down ways then. It wasn't until that road come and switched the land around long ways, and his eyes still full of land, and they begun to threaten me out of him, trying to shorthand me with the law. What the hell is he talking about? Ooh, it wasn't until that there road come and switched the land. Maybe because he's gonna leave? I don't know. Making me pay for it. She was well in hail as ever a woman could ever were. Except for that road. Just laying down, resting herself in her own bed, asking not of none. Are you sick, Addie? I said. I am not sick, she said. You lay you down and rest you, I said. I know you are not sick. You're just tired. You lay you down and rest. I am not sick, she says. I will get up. Lay still and rest, I said. You're just tired. You can get up tomorrow. And she was laying there, well in hail as e'er a woman could ever were, except for that road. So the road can't lay there, but she can. Okay. I never sent for you, I said. I take you to witness I never sent for you. I know you didn't, Peabody said. I bound that. Where is she? She's a-laying down, I said. She's just a little tired, but she'll... Get out in here, Anne, he said. Go sit on the porch a while. And now I got to pay for it. Me without a tooth in my head, hoping to get ahead enough so I could get my mouth fixed where I could eat. God's own... Oh, God, what does that mean? Victuals? Okay, what does that mean? Food. Archaic. Victual. Oh, is it victual? No. Maybe it's not victuals, it's victuals. Stupid. Okay. I wish it would say the fucking word. Why doesn't this thing have like a little voice that says it? I can't read that. Victual. As a man should, and her hale and well as e'er a woman in the land until that day. Got to pay for being put to the need of that $3. Got to pay for the way for them boys to have to go away to earn it. And now I can see same as a second sight, the rain shutting down betwixt us. A coming up that road like a dern man, like it was e'er other house to reign on in all that living land. Got to pay for being put to the need of that $3. Got to pay for the way for them boys to have to go away to earn it. And now I see the same as a second sight, the rain shining down betwixt us, coming up that road like a dern. He does not like the road. Okay. I have heard men cuss their lick and right, for they were sinful men, but I do not say it's a curse on me, because I have done no wrong to be cussed by. I'm not religious, I reckon. But peace is in my heart, I know it is. I have done things but neither better nor worse than them that pretend other like, and I know that old master will care for me as for e'er a sparrow that falls. Either ere means before or it means something else in this case. But it seems hard, like, because ere usually means before, but this sounds like kind of... doesn't make sense in this. Yeah, maybe before a sparrow that falls. But then here it's like... she was well in hair as before a woman ever were. Like this... does that work? Maybe. I don't know. Air is kind of a weird But it seems that a man in his need could be so flouted by a road. But then in the other chapter, it was like air, but it doesn't make sense there. Where was it at? I don't know, but it was somewhere here, and it didn't really make sense. Oh, if there's error, a thing we can, if there's before a thing we can do, like what? That doesn't make sense. But it seems hard that a man in his need could be so flouted by a road. Vardaman comes around the house, bloody as a hog to his knees, and that there fish, oh maybe there, and that there fish chopped up, that here fish chopped up with an axe like it is not, or maybe throw it away for him to lie about the dogs at it. Well, I reckon I ain't no call to expect no more of him than his man growed brothers. He comes along, watching the house quiet, and sits on the steps. Phew, he says, I'm tired. Go wash them hands, I say. But couldn't no woman strove harder than Addie to make them right, man and boy? I'll say that for her. It was full of blood and guts as a hog, he says, but I just can't seem to get no heart into anything, with this here weather sapping me too. Pa, he says, is Ma sick some more? Go wash them hands. But I just can't seem to get no heart into it. Whoa, short chapter. When Anne's finally sent me for his own accord, I said, oh, I'm on the wrong. Peabody. Who the fuck is that? Peabody and Sherman? What in the fuck? Anyway. I don't even know. What does that mean? Whatever. He's been to town this week. The back of his neck is trimmed close, with a white line between hair and sunburn like a joint of white bone. He has not once looked back. Jewel, I say, back running, tunneled between the two sets of bobbing mule ears. The road vanishes beneath the wagon, as though it were a ribbon, and the front axle were a spool. Do you know she's gonna die, Jewel? It takes 2 people to make you, and 1 people to die. That's how the world is going to end. I said to Dewey Dill, you want her to die so you can get to town, is that it? She said, oh wait, she wouldn't say what we both knew. The reason what you will not say it is, when you say it, even to yourself, you will know it is true, is that it? But you know it is true now. I can almost tell you the day when you knew it was true. Why won't you say it, even to yourself? She will not say it. She just keeps on saying, are you going to tell Pa? Are you going to kill him? You cannot believe it is true because you cannot believe that Dewey Dell, Bundren, could have such bad luck. Is that it? What? The sun, an hour above the horizon, is poised? Can't read. Like a bloody egg upon the crest of a thunderheads. The light has turned copper in the eye portentous. Portentous? That's not height. Portentous. Ooh. Ooh, what does that even mean? Why doesn't it say how you say that? You're gonna make me look it up on my fucking phone? God, it pisses me off. Like, fucking Google or dictionary is fucking useless. Piece of shit dictionary on the Apple thing. It only tells you the definition. So if you're an idiot and you don't know. Oh my god. Portentos.
Portentous.
No, it is portentous. Portentous. Yeah, that's not helpful. Anyway, I know I can't read fucking phonetics because I use another alphabet. So, like, what the fuck? Just put the fucking thing right here, like Google does. Is it that hard? Yeah, sure, it'll take more storage, but I don't know, dude. Might as well just look it up. All right. Okay. And I don't even see what it means. Of or like a portent. I don't know what that means. Done in a pompously or overly solemn manner as to impress. And then nose, sulphurous, smelling of lightning. When Peabody comes. They will have to use the rope. He has puzzle gutted himself into eating cold greens. What? He has puzzle gutted himself eating cold greens. With the rope, they will haul him up the path, balloon-like up the sulphurous air. There's no... Jewel, I say, do you know that Addie Bungeon is going to die? Addie Bungeon is going to die. I don't know who Peabody is. Let's check what this means. Okay, so Anne says, in his crude, unschooled dictionary, begins complaining about the weather, his sons, and the commotion of the road. He's convinced the road was put near his house has brought bad luck. He blames for Addie's ill health. Bartleman reappears, covered with his blood after feeding the fish. Add someone to go wash his hands. He blames his lack of sentiment on the weather. Okay, what? Meanwhile, Dara's on the wagon with Jewel. He recalls confronting Dewey Dale about her encounter with Leif. The sun is about to set. Dara voices his belief in the inevitability of Addie's death over and over to Jewel, who remains silent. Oh, Addie's doctor is Peabody. How the fuck are you supposed to know that? I guess it probably tells you. And again, I kicked the wrong book. When Anne's finally... Oh, yeah, I guess it does say. I don't even... Wow, this is... Wow. Yeah, there you go, medical college. I don't... You gotta really look at the clues here. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading for today, though. That's enough. I read, like, barely anything. But still, we have a lot of pages left. So I want to make this series a little longer than just, like, 3 parts. And it's gonna be all fucking long. So we'll keep going later. I know I only read, like, 3 chapters. But, yeah. This is how it's gonna be. Jesus, this book is long. Actually, it's not long. It just looks long. Because there's all these chapters. But honestly, it's shorter than Sound and the Fury. And that book was short, too. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye.